Hi everyone, it's me. I know it's been a long time since I've done an actual Wicca and witchcraft related video, but as promised, tonight it is going to be kind of like an intro to candles, basic uses, tools, things like that. So let's just hop right in and let's just get started. As you can see here, I have several different kinds of candles lit. And let me just explain really quick, really briefly. Some people say that the shape matters, the height and the width and like that matters when you are using candles in magic. I personally have not seen a difference in personal power raise or decline depending on the size of the candle or the shape of the candle. I think it's more of a personal preference and what you feel comfortable using. But let me just quickly walk through what I have lit today. I have just a regular large candle here. This right here, this little green candle is called a votive candle. These are really cheap and inexpensive. I bought this little votive here from a local shop in town. These are called tapers. Since this one is about 4 inches tall, this is considered a mini taper candle. And here I have little tea lights. So that's just an example. Oh wait, this one too. This one's even scented, you guys. Peach and mango. So anyway, also as far as scents go, I don't really think that they really necessarily matter. Like if you're just relaxing and meditating, I don't really think a specific color scent, candle scent will impede that. But obviously if you are doing rituals and you happen to have a specifically scented candle that coincides with the ritual in which you are trying to achieve, then definitely use that. So candle magic. Let's begin with a brief history. Candle magic has been seen through and through for centuries over all kinds of religions all across the board. And you might be even surprised to know that you have been practicing candle magic since you were a toddler. And what I mean by that is blowing out a candle on a birthday cake. You know, the age-old tradition, close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candle. And then you have the whole year until your next birthday for your wish to come true. That is a form of candle magic. And that obviously is not just tied to Wicca and witchcraft. I mean, I've had friends that were raised Catholic and Christian and Jewish and Hindu and Buddhist, and in some of those religions, they did something very similar to that. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out. Also, like I was also saying, candles are not just limited to a pagan or neo-pagan religion. Altar boys light candles. There are candles lit during funerals and weddings and birthdays of all kinds of religions and for all kinds of purposes. So let me go into my next topic about the candles. Is obviously use them with caution. I mean, this might be nonsensical and pretty self-explanatory, but weird things do happen. There are some spells that, for example, might ask you to anote and roll a small candle like this in herbs and oils and then set it aflame. Keep in mind, herbs burn very hot. I highly recommend you having a very safe place in case, if you're using candle holders that are glass, sometimes the glass gets too hot, they crack and they break, and you can cause a fire. So really do be careful where you're lighting them. Make sure that, you obviously monitor them. Don't leave a candle burning that, you're not going to be monitoring or close quarters to see. I actually did have a friend who lit a candle, took a shower, and came out and her house was on fire. So really be careful, you guys, of what you do with candles. Another thing, colors are also associated to candles. And I will be doing separate videos, on green candles, white candles, blue candles, all the colors of the rainbow, basically, of candles, their associated elements, needs, gods, even stones, and even what kind of rituals you might possibly do with the candles. But tonight, like I said, I'm just going to, it's a basic overview of candle magic itself. Now, something I really like about using candles within my magical practice is that it doesn't require any eccentric things. You don't need to dress to candles specifically, and, you don't have to wear a robe, and, you don't have to do all these special things, whereas with other tools you might need to do. But there are some things that you do need to use and to do when you are using a candle for ritualistic purposes. One of which is consecration and purification. It's always best to purify, cleanse, and consecrate the candle you choose to use. And also, I know it seems like I'm kind of all over the place. Bear with me. Like I said, in future videos, I will be explaining this more slowly, more in depth, and in detail. Also, when it comes to burning candles, some people find it disrespectful to blow the candle out. I personally think that if that better helps my message be conveyed to the god and goddesses of the universe, then I do it. But if not, you can always use a little candle snuffer like this. And this one rotates. And I got this from 13moons.com. So, like most other magical things. But another thing about candles is when you do burn them, it is best to use them for a single purpose. For example, you'll see I have this little golden stub of a candle. Maybe not. I don't know. And I'm not burning it until next Litha. And the reason why is because usually when you use a candle for a ritual or for a purpose, while you're consecrating and purifying that candle, your intention of your spell in which you are using the candle in the now for is basically tainted with those intentions already. Same thing with this little black candle. This little black candle represented the god in my Litha ritual. And I have not burned it. I'm not going to burn it or touch it until I do another ritual that involves the specific god that I worship with this candle or the specific purpose I burned it for to begin with. And now, if you choose to consecrate and to clean and purify your candles, just say because, you don't have the money to go out and, replace candles every time you need to do ritual and it calls for a candle, and you can't afford to run out to go get them. That's fine. Some people think purifying it, again, is fine. And that's, like I said, it's all personal preference. I personally choose to get another candle. The candle company I go through is very cheap, and I buy them in bulk. And I don't really have that problem. But when I did first start working within the craft and the practice, I did have to do that, in fact. And it did seem to work pretty decently for me. But be prepared. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Another thing with candle magic is that it can essentially be performed everywhere. Let me just tell you guys right now, I am having the most hard time ever talking tonight. I have no idea why. I've been getting tongue twisted all day long. So, story of my life. Just had to throw that in there so you guys don't look at this stuttering freak. Which it would be mean, but bear with me. Thank you guys. Anyway, candle magic, it's very versatile. You can use it almost anywhere. There's no real specific instructions on how to use it, except for when selecting candles for rituals and purposes and things like that. It is best, like I said, to choose candle colors that coincide with your reasoning. For example, if you were trying to do a love spell, you probably wouldn't use a blue candle. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't. I personally would choose more of a color that represents and is tied with love, like red or even pink. And if you guys don't have those colors in specific, you can use white. White candles is much like quartz crystal in the sense of it's almost like a universal item and color. How you can use a simple piece of quartz. It's probably a bad piece because it's so small. For any purpose. Same thing with the white candle. If you are trying to do a love spell and you don't have a red candle, use a white one that works the same. It's perfectly fine. And the second most important thing is you need to always consecrate, purify, and cleanse your candle before you use it. And the third thing is you need to charge the candle with your intention. Intention is one of the biggest things when it comes to witchcraft and Wicca, because you might have, say, pure intentions, but the way you perform the spell or the way that you select the items for the spell may counter-react your intention, or it might not coincide with your intention. So really do your research, really be careful. But this is the first video as far as candles are concerned, and I know it's kind of all over the place. I'm really sorry, guys, frowny face. But I really do appreciate you guys, staying tuned and subscribing and like my videos and all your comments and all your messages. You guys are some really awesome people across the world, and I really appreciate every single one of you for staying with me through this journey. But as usual, if there's any kind of specific video you would like to see, or you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can comment below in the comments box, or you can private message me, or you can email me at evan.rose@gmail.com, all lowercase. So yeah, I will hopefully have more videos up and ready for you guys. I'm thinking about doing a little, kind of like a little Book of Shadows intro. I don't know, my Book of Shadows compared to some people who I've seen, both in real life and on YouTube, seems totally juvenile and like totally childish, but I love it. I learn from it. I use it every single day, and so don't judge me. I don't judge you. Anyway, you guys, until next time, I wish you all light, love, and many blessings. And from my witchy house to yours, take care, you guys.